son flew those. He was right across the airfield from me, and he flew one taking pictures. Wasn't fighting. Had his dog there. Had the dog shipped off for England. I saw Glenn Miller there twice in person.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought he was very good. I liked the music of that period.
That era?
Yeah, most of it. And the funny thing with that music was that I used to go with my friends, with the Musans and some other people. We'd think nothing of driving down to the south side of Chicago. I mean, in the midst of Niagara,ville, and to listen to the music. Nobody ever said boo to you. Just nothing to it at all. The one guy I went with, he was afraid, and he used to double his overcoat up and sit on it in the car so he looked bigger. We used to go there all the time. I think back, in my those years in the 30s, I really had a lot of fun. We did all kinds of terrible things. We had one girl that was over at this friend of mine's house. Roger Craig had a big house, family, had a lot of money. And we had this girl who was over there, high school. And I don't know, we got into some discussion, what should she do if she was walking down a dark street and somebody attacked her, and she says, oh well, I'd just scream and all of Wilmette would be at my feet. And he said, listen, go out there in front of the house at 9 o'clock at night and scream your head off, see what happens. Absolutely nothing.
So she did it.
Yeah. I curse these people now on their bicycles at night with their black clothes on. You can't see them. I had a 3/4 size bicycle with no light, no nothing. And I'd come back from the Shawnee Country Club at night on that goddamn thing all the time, never paying any attention to anything. That Shawnee Country Club was like living at this place.
Yeah.
Only you don't pay. You just sign your name on the ticket. Your father pays. And if you needed any money, I used to sign the ticket for $4 or $3. And oh, did he have a fit? You get a bill for $100 or something, go through the ceiling. He divorced my mother and he lived there for a while.
Who did?
My father. Then they got married again.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Oh, he was interested in this woman, Dorothy Coulter. It didn't last long. They were divorced, I don't know, less than a year. I used to go and stay with him when he was staying at the Shawnee Country Club. They had rooms there. Oh, great place. Bowling alley, huge swimming pool, tennis courts, pool tables.
Did your father play tennis?
Yeah, I think he did. He was quite an athlete. He was on the swimming team at Northwestern with Weissmuller. And he was always interested in athletics. Used to go to the football games and this, that, and the other thing. Like the sailing, he got into that sailing the starboat and really got carried in. And he read a book on how you play golf.
Yeah.
And he never, he didn't play much, but he could break 100. I could practice for the next 3 years. I'd never break 100. I always shoot about 133 for 9.
many times did you play golf?
Oh, lots of times.
Did you?
Yeah.
I played 3 times.
I remember going to play golf with Joe Mitchell. And he takes a swing at the ball and his wristwatch fell off. We never found it. Looked and looked and looked, couldn't find the goddamn thing. I had this one flight instructor, Bud Wally, real nice guy. But he would golf at 6 in the morning, then he'd be the flight instructor, you know, through the day. Then he played a trumpet at night and smoking marijuana in between times. And all the women around the airport were after his ass. I think the men hated him. But he's the one, he became my flight instructor when the original guy went on vacation or something or other. And I was having trouble landing the airplane. I'd always landed about 3 feet up. And then my original...
What's that mean, 3 feet up?
Well, I'd stall the thing out at 3 feet above the ground. Now it's going to fall down.
It's going to flop down about 3 feet.
And my original instructor would always save it, you know. Well, this guy, this Bud Wallen, I'm practicing landings, and I pulled that baloney, and I make the landing about 3-4 feet up. He sat like this. And the airplane come down, wham! On the ground, hurt my back. He says, now when you feel the thing sinking in like that, do something. Never happened again.
Huh.
See, if you get yourself in that position, all you have to do is add a little power.
Yeah.
Right on. Some airplanes are hard to land, some aren't. There's a Twin Beach, which is a executive transport or freight plane, has 2 500 horsepower engines on it. They made thousands of them. It was an army plane. They say there are pilots that have ground looped the Twin Beach and the ones that are going to.
Ground looped?
Yeah, they were terrible hard to control on the ground. And if you look at the mechanics, it's a tailwheel airplane. Now you have to picture this in your mind. When you're rolling down the runway, now the airplane wants to veer off one way or the other, right? You control this with the rudders.
Right.
Okay. The tail wheel is locked, but the rudder will control it. However, look at the mechanics of it. If it gets out too far, the rudder ain't gonna do shit. It just keeps going around. And you do all kinds of damage then. Yeah, they had a guy there in Janesville, executive pilot, that worked for some big company, well known, and he had the executives in the airplane. He loops it out of O'Hare. That's the one I went there. I went on a ride in it to O'Hare, and you have to get a reservation to get into O'Hare, you know, probably maybe 3 or 4 days in advance. And so we landed at O'Hare, and the thing is so full of freight, you can't get out the door. I had to climb out the window by the pilot. And then they unload the airplane, it's time to go. He calls ground control. The ground control says, well, you're number 57 for takeoff. And we're out there in the goddamn fumes for almost an hour.
Yeah.
This coffee was pretty good. Wish I had some more.
Well, I can get you some more.
Can you make some quick?
Yeah, or I can just run down and get you another cup of that
Whatever,
coffee.
whatever is easier. Why don't you just make a cup of instant? Feeling a little better.
Good. Well, at this point in the day, I don't want to get too far from the toilet. I have that situation pretty much under control, but still sort of touchy.
Gotta make it